welcome to another episode of Fort Riley, the podcast. I'm Colleen McGee from the Fort Riley Garrison Public Affairs Office, and this week we're going to talk about my most unfavorite thing about summer, mosquitoes and ticks. More importantly, we're going to learn how to protect yourself and your family from these biting summer bloodsuckers so that you can get out there and enjoy the great outdoors this year.
Gerald Spahn, agronomist, installation pest management coordinator.
And so talk to me about mosquitoes and ticks.
Let's start with ticks. Across the nation, from what we're seeing from our different sources, ticks are extremely bad this year. We've heard a little bit here on the installation. The numbers are up, especially in the Northeast United States. We're seeing a lot more. In fact, we're seeing one of our newer invasive ticks, the Asian longhorned tick, is starting to expand. It has not yet hit Kansas, but it's still out there. It is not of medical importance to humans that we know of, but it is to animals. So we are keeping a close eye on it. In terms of what you could do locally, there's not much we can go out and say we're going to go spray and get rid of them. Most of the products that are labeled for ticks are not very effective. The best defense against ticks is your own offense. That is to treat yourself with a bug repellent, preferably one that has DEET in it, DEET. It's a common one that's on the market. It's under a number of different brands. You want something that's in the 20 to 25% range to have the most repellency. Some of the other things that you can do, if you're in the outdoors and in the woods a lot, there are some clothing that you can buy that has been impregnated with a permethrin product that will help repel the ticks. But the biggest thing you do is when you come in is immediately take that clothing off and check yourself and check your buddies to make sure you don't have any ticks or remove them right away. If you're a military dependent soldier or civilian or even a contractor here at Fort Riley, the mill tick program does exist. If you get a tick that's been on you, you can go to the hospital on post, you can go to public health on post, or stop by our office. We have the kits here. You take the tick, you put it inside a little vial, you fill out some information, put a postage stamp on it, actually I think it's 2, and you send it off to Aberdeen, where they'll evaluate the tick, tell you what it is, and they'll test it for any diseases. Mosquitoes this year are a little bit different. Our rains that we have had till now have been very timely to us because they're helping keep the number of larvae very low, because every time our rains are coming just perfect to help flush out the ditches, flush out those water sources. The numbers that I've been hearing being reported to me from public health and their various traps, and they're using various types of traps to get different types of mosquitoes, have all been below our threshold to even consider treatment. They are still out there, don't get me wrong, but the numbers are really down just because how our weather pattern is currently. If we were to get a sudden, very heavy rainstorm here in the near future, then have 10 to 15 days without rain, we might see an uptick. But as long as we are getting these timely rains, 7 to 10 days apart, number of mosquitoes are going to stay low. This is the first year in about 4 that we haven't done a treatment on post prior to July 1. And we're really attributing weather to that. You can protect yourself against mosquitoes, just like ticks. Find you a really good repellent, preferably one with DEET in it, as it seems to work the best. Put it on before you go out. If you can, avoid dawn and dusk hours. That's mosquitoes are most active here in Kansas. We know it's not practical at times, so just make sure you're treating yourself prior to going out and afterwards. There is a new product that will be on the market by next summer. It's going to come in the type of a wax candle that you'll be able to place outside with yourself. Based off of the data, it will protect a person within 15 foot of where that candle is. The good thing is it appears to only get mosquitoes. It doesn't affect any of our beneficial insects such as bees. And we're really looking forward to seeing that become available not only for the general public, but potentially for our soldiers in the field.
I know you're saying that the rains help, but standing water because of those rains is still an issue with mosquitoes, right?
Yes, it is. The mosquitoes all mosquitoes basically lay their eggs in standing water. So if you have a dog pool, a bird water out, anything like that, after a rain, dump them. 3 or 4 days later, dump them. If you can't even rinse them out, because some of those larvae and eggs will actually stick to the site. So you want to kind of clean them out and keep them clean. Also look around your place for any little things like a little container that got left, a pop can. If you're in a rural area, you got old tires laying around, make sure those are dumped. Anything that could hold water, walk around and make sure it gets dumped and emptied out on a regular basis. The more you do it, the less likely you are going to have mosquitoes. And get your neighbors to do it too. Most mosquitoes have a flight range of up to 1 mile. Most of them are going to go that far, but they do have a flight range up to 1 mile. Most of them are going to stay within 200 to 300 yards of where they hatched. So it's very important to take care of around, but also recognize that if everybody's doing correctly around you, they may still be flying in.
Thank you for listening to Fort Riley, the podcast.